Good evening, everyone. We gathered here today to listen to the story of an extraordinary individual, a story of profound pain, but also of healing, hope, and growth through hardship. The journey of Zaakhari, who survived the Rwanda genocide at the age of 17, resonates deeply with us, especially in these difficult times since October 7th. The war imposed upon us has shaken our lives, brought loss and devastation, and confront us with heavy questions. How do we move forward? How can we find meaning in destruction? And is there a path, any path, to growth through pain? Zaakhari stands as a living testament to the resilience of the human spirit, to the ability to face unimaginable horrors and yet choose life, faith, and a path of compromise. His story invites us to look inward and ask ourselves, what strengths will allow us here and now to take our next step despite everything? I invite you to listen, to feel, and to let his story resonate within your hearts. Zaakhari serves a legal representative, and a co-founder of Community Center in Rwanda. The mission of this center is to enable people of all abilities to have a better life. Through professional training, inclusive education, community outreach programs, and physical therapy services, the lives of people are being changed and bettered every day. Thank you, Zaakhari, for contributing to the anthroposophical community in Israel. The stage is yours, please.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think you can hear me very well. Yeah, thank you. It's a great pleasure and honor for me to be with you tonight, sharing with you some of my little experience. I'm not an expert, but I have some experience I can share with you and see how we can continue to live a better life and just move on. So tonight we will talk about a very serious and complicated subject about forgiving and forgiveness, especially to the people who have done horrible things to you or to your members of your family and relatives. Always a big decision for someone's future life comes with a sacrifice. During the situation of hopelessness, we do not have a time to analyze ourselves because we are being taken by our grief and anger. And at the end, we forget that we're still alive and that we have to continue to be alive. So how are we going to move forward? I was born in Rwanda. For those who don't know Rwanda, it's a small landlocked country in the Central East Africa. Our country is known from one of the most devastating genocide against the Tutsi in 1994, where over 1 million Tutsi were murdered only in 100 days, just in 3 months. This all happened when I was 17. It was somehow confusing, and it was like living a very bad, long dream that never ended. But it ended. After genocide, my life have changed completely because of what we have experienced until now. And this has shaped me into a person who can share this experience with other people to change them in a positive way. Not only the experience of the genocide, but almost 11 years after the genocide, we founded the Ubumwe Community Center as a community center to serve people with all kinds of abilities. So from the Ubumwe Community Center, these also have taken me to another level of considering the other person, learn from them, and understand why they do or act the way I see them doing it. But the question remains is, what is a human being? How does a human being can understand or define another human being? Who are we to define others? Do we really know who we are before defining others? Before I continue to our subject, our topic tonight, the topic will be forgetting yourself to forgive, but for yourself. So before I enter into the topic, let me share with you a short story. So here in our country, it's like everyone has a story to share. But today I will share with you a story about one of the ladies who used to be our neighbors. This lady in 1994 was 22 years old. During the journey, raped, beaten, and cut at different parts of her body with machetes, and they have left her thinking she was dead. She got pregnant. As there was no hospitals, doctors, or other ways to terminate this pregnancy, she carried it until its birth. The baby boy was born 9 months after the genocide, while her mother was still recovering from her wound. The mother really hated his own son to the point that sometimes she could not even be able to nurse him, as the son was the image of the perpetrators who raped her and tried to kill her. His son was an everyday and night reminder of those who raped her and left her to die. This woman tried many times to send his son at an orphanage, but after a while, she would go back to bring him back. Because this son was the only relatives she had left with, because all her family members and relatives were all killed. It was very traumatizing, but after many sessions of counselors, psychologists, but also after passing through our government dialogues about unity and reconciliation, she decided to forgive the people who did that to her. This was the inner decision she made, because those people who did that to her were not there. She could not even recognize or remember them. By forgiving them, she asked forgiveness to her son for hating him since he was born. After that, she accepted her son completely as her real son and loved him as any mother would do it for her child. The woman started to take care of his son. His son is now around 30 years old, well educated, and taking a good care of his mother. Right now, that woman and her son are helping other survivors and everyone in the country in the process of unity and reconciliation. Can we imagine ourselves how these two people feel from the inside? Imagine that you are that boy or that woman. What would you do to keep moving? This boy knows very well his history. And of course, his mother knows more and has faced more. There are good examples and tools for forgiveness, and of course, a good lesson that none of us has decided to be born from the people he likes or not. We are all born innocently. That is why we do not have to pay the prices for all crimes committed during our conception. No one has decided to be born black or white European or African, Jews, Palestinians. So we do not have to pay for our ancestors' mistakes, and we do not have to continue carrying and repeating the same mistakes they did. The real human being is not the one we see from outside. I mean the physical body of the human being. The real human being is the one inside. It is the inside that suffers the most, and it is from the inside that we decide what to do next. How do we feel from the inside of ourselves right now? How do we feel now? Bad or good, how long are we continue to feel that way? And who is in charge to stop that? I am very sure that it is us and only us who can decide to stop that. We have never judge a book by its cover. During these conflicts, on my side, even on your side, sometimes we judge each other. You see someone and we start pointing fingers. Do you still hear me?
Yes, we do.
Yeah. My computer was bringing some strange things.
Okay.
Yeah. So we, human, we share a common set of emotion, and we have the capacity of self-awareness, abstract thinking, knowing right from wrong, and doing complicated tasks that need reasoning. In addition to that, all human bleed red. We all have red blood. We all need breathe, or in order not to die, we have to breathe good air, oxygen. We all have hunger and thirst. Before we are born, we were all inside our mother's womb. We are all biologically related if we trace back our roots far enough. We are all related. Our background shapes the way we live, the way we think, and the way we act. All this makes us different from one another because every human being is a unique creature whom it is not easy to understand. Most of us don't even understand ourselves. Only little children understand and practice who they are because they do not judge. Forgiving and inclusiveness come naturally for them, but they also grow and change. It is only in difficulties and hardship that we can describe who we are. Most of us may have issues or conflicts with others. Some are small conflicts, others are very complicated and imaginable, like situations that involve death of someone you love, especially people who experience wars, genocide, and other horrible things that happen in our world. It is only through situations like that that you can discover who you are, because it becomes necessary to know it so that you can move on. It is only in such situation where you have to choose from forgiving or revenge. All decision you make may affect you positively or negatively, and it can affect your upcoming future and the future of your descendants. You cannot forgive if you have not yet understood or discovered who you are and who you want to become. Before forgiving, you can ask yourself these simple questions. How long will I carry this anger, sadness, and hatred with me? How long can I carry this with me? Another question you can ask yourself, what benefits does it bring to me? What changes or solution does it give to what happened to me? After forgiving, you are a free human being that has a room to grow, prosper, and transform. You already have created a free space in you to include everyone without any judgment, and you are healed forever. To forgive is to forget yourself for yourself, because you know yourself better than anyone else. And you know that, and you know what is good or bad for you. Forgiveness benefits more the one who gives it. Who do people think you are? Are you the person they see from outside, or the real you inside? It's up to you to deliver to the world who the real you is through your actions, because words will not describe you. We are just human beings who do what we do, good or bad. We only need to decide to remain good human being or not. As a conclusion, when our children are taught to be good human beings and grown up in an environment where respect unconditional love and the help for others is a priority, for sure, the world will be a better place for everyone. There will be no more questions about who we are and what our ancestors did to other people. Because the only answer and the right answer will be we are all human beings. Thank you very much. This is it. We are all human beings. And let's keep being good human beings. Another thing I can share with you, which is somehow the experience you also face or you are facing from last year. For us here, our small town of Gisenyi, it's a town which is somehow on the border of the Democratic Republic of Congo. A country that is now having conflict with our country. So it's been almost 11 or 12 years that we had the same conflict. So almost 2 weeks ago, because it was on Monday, the 27th of January, the morning of that Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, it was really terrible. For you, I know you understand. It was a day of bombing and bullets everywhere. And the government of Congo, they were throwing bombs to our small town, just blindly throwing everywhere without thinking it will go where. But we are still alive. We are still alive. Of course, there are people who have lost their lives. There are some who have been injured seriously. But when I talk to people, my neighbors, and the people we work together, no one really have some kind of hatred to the people of Congo. Because for us as Rwandan, we know what hatred can take us to. Because if we start to hate the people of Congo, it can take us back to some sort of trying to revenge or do the same to them. Because we are just simple citizens, there are things we don't understand about politics and whatever, but we say, okay, those are the things that are beyond our imagination and our capacity. Let's leave it to the people, to the head of the government and the state. And of course, we say that let's trust them that they will not do something bad to their people. So this is it. So 2 weeks ago, it was very hard. I was at our community center. 3 bombs were thrown inside our community center, but luckily we didn't have many students. We only had 40 students who board. Others who come for the day, as they started early in the morning, they were afraid to come to school. That's how we really have been able not to have a lot of people dying, because I know if it could happen when everyone is at the center, probably we could have lost at least 30 to 50 children, because our community every day, we have over 800 people inside. So for us, we are thanking God that no one have been hurt. Only some of our infrastructure, our buildings were damaged, but that's nothing when people are alive. That's what is very important. So this is it. Our topic was forgetting ourselves to forgive for ourselves. And also I got this moment also to share with you the situation we are in. The city of Goma, which is a few blocks from where we stay, has been captured by the rebels. So we are still, of course, stressed and confused and wondered, because we think that the government, of course, may attack back to retake their city. So we are also still in danger, but of course, we hope that things will go well. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Zachary.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, thank you. I invite you to ask questions or share your thoughts in response to Zachary's words.
Zachary, can you please tell us something about your personal biography? Those things we already heard at the Geteanum, some of them at least. Are you ready to share?
You're muted. Thank you.
Thank you. I was saying that, let me try to summarize. Okay, I told you about the genocide against the Tutsi in my country. So when it happened, okay, I was 17. It was in April. So I was coming I was coming back home for Easter holidays. And as a young person, I didn't know that maybe it will be after those holidays, it will change completely my life and change, have new direction, meet new people. and everything. So when I was when we started the holidays, the Easter holidays, on the 6th of April 1994, in the morning of the 7th of that month, we heard on the radio that the president, the current president, was shot. His airplane, when it was landing, that it was shot, and that he has died. Of course, because of what we were seeing before, everyone was afraid. We didn't know what may happen. And the only news we could hear on the radio, because at the time, I don't think only few people could afford the television. It was only a radio. On the radio, they were saying that everyone must stay at home. So we did it, but as a young boy, I could see that the elders of our neighbors and our parents, I could see them together trying to talk, but I couldn't imagine what may happen next. After like 1 week, we started to see all around our villages, the houses being burnt. We could even hear shoutings of people fleeing, and then we saw that we find out that they were killing people. For us, my family, we have tried to flee, but we had good neighbors who stopped us from fleeing. But as days were going on, the killers kept coming to us. So in my talk, I was saying that the whole 3 months, it was like dying every day and coming back to life, because every 2 or 3 days, I could hear a crowd of people coming to us. I could run somewhere and hide and waiting for the end and coming back. So it was like going back and forth until July 1994, when the army of the RPF have stopped the genocide. So after that, I and my family, we moved to live in Nairobi. So I stayed in Nairobi, Kenya from 1995 until 1999. My wish was to never come back to my country. I hated my country and everything in it, because what happened even after the genocide, I could smell dead bodies everywhere. Even when there was no dead bodies, I could smell it. But when we moved to Kenya, after 4 years, I somehow changed because I met new people in a new environment, in a new country. But in 1999, one of my sisters who remained in the country came to visit us. And I was completing my secondary school. Then she has interested me just to visit. She told me, you can come to visit and go back, it's okay. So when I came back, I find out that the country has changed. I could not hear guns. I could not hear people shouting and crying. I saw that people were calm. They were doing their businesses. I could see children going to school. Then seeing that, I started also to feel bad. I felt bad because I felt like I have run away while some of my age mates were serving the country, were helping in rebuilding the country in a different domain, some in the military, others in education. So I felt like I was not really doing what I was supposed to do. So during that time, I met a group of people from United States who were coming to visit and to support one of the orphanages because with the genocide, the whole country had almost 2 or 1 million of orphans. So I asked them what they were coming to do. They told me that they were coming to support one of the orphanages. Then I asked them to just to join, to go and do some volunteering work. So when I got there and when I saw those young children, most of them, I think the oldest was like 15 and the youngest was like 2. It was not a very big orphanage, but it had over 150 orphans. So when I saw them, I couldn't stop imagining what may have happened in their eyes. After 2 weeks of serving there, I went there, I didn't ask for volunteering. I just appeared there and I kept going there every day. Then one day, the lady who founded the orphanage found me there reading some books to the children. Then she took me to her office. The first question she asked me, who are you? It was my first time to be asked that question. And I answered that I'm fine, because I was thinking she was asking me, how are you? Then she repeated, I'm asking you, who are you? Then I understood that she wanted me to describe myself. So I told her my name, how I ended up there. But that is the question I continued to ask myself there, because after that, I got a job to be a teacher and a mentor for those children. So that's how I have started to know more about what happened to those children. Some of them open up to me, and they have told me what they have seen and what they have passed through. It was very complicated to see a very young child telling some imaginable things that has happened to them. But that's where I got the strength to say, who am I to be trusted by those children? And why did they trust me to tell me what was hidden in their heart? So it has given me the strength to feel that I was the only person they had. So I had to do my best to really help them become who they are today. So today I'm happy that most of them now have done their studies, they have got married, now they have children, and those children, I can call them our grandchildren. So yeah, this is it. This is shortly my story. Yeah. Thank you.
It sounds that the question, who are you, was the moment of transformation, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Because before I couldn't ask myself, who am I? Then connecting it to the life at the orphanage, asking myself, who am I? And who are those children? What can I do to help or to change them? Or what will be my contribution to make them the real human being? Yeah. And I'm still asking myself, who am I to do what I do now? Who am I to, yeah. So it's a really continuous question that we should ask ourselves every day. So who am I to survive if they throw a bomb, others die, and you survive? You don't have any hurt, any wound anywhere on your body, but others lose their legs or their arms or whatever. So who am I?
And have you also seen people around you who were unable to do that?
Of course they are. That's why in my talk today, I was saying we are all created different. Everyone is a unique creature. But I like how God has created the world. It's a colorful world. So not everything is one color. So always there are differences. And for me, I don't find weaknesses in the differences. I see the strength in the differences. But with the question you asked me, what I can observe, there are very few people who really didn't have the strength to change completely. There are very few.
I want to thank you very much for your inspiration given to us. I see your suffering and I see how well you deal with it and how much strength you find in yourself to forgive everyone who hurts you and the people in your town. I would like to ask you, please, about what the secret is. Do you practice any meditation that helps you, or pray, or mantra? What do you do that all your town is so full of compassion?
Yeah, thank you very much. Of course, I was raised Christian. I just pray daily. It's okay. My way of praying, it's like a meditation. The morning and before I go to bed. But that is not what is helping me. What is helping me is just trying to help others who are weaker than me. That's where I find strength. Because when you look around yourself, you will see people who are suffering more than you do. If you approach them, that's where you will get strength. That's what I do. There is no other thing I do. It's just to see those who are really suffering more than I do. Then I try to find what, it's like asking myself, what can I do for them? That's it. By doing it, you forget you forget your own suffering. That's it.
But you also transformed your victim mindset.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not easy.
Yeah, it's not easy, but nothing is easy. So we have to keep pushing. And the easy way never lasts. So we always need challenges. We always need difficulties to grow, to transform, and to move on.
Zachary, can you say a few words about the meeting with Anthroposophy? That's one. And the second question, the meeting with Frederick?
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, thank you for reminding me. What we do have so many stories. So this Frederick is the guy we founded the community together. I met Frederick at the orphanage in 1999. When I went to volunteer there, among all the orphans I met, there was one who was somehow very special and different from the others. This Frederick has lost both his hands, not during the genocide, but 3 years after the genocide, because the people who have done genocide have, a big number have fled to the Democratic Republic of Congo. Even today, they are the ones who are still trying to come back and complete what they have started. So Frederick is one of the victims of the people who have been attacked by them. In 1998, he was traveling from his village coming to our small city of Gisenyi. Then the bus he was in was ambushed, and they have stopped the bus and have killed everyone in the bus. It was this small bus that have 18 passengers. All of them were killed. So they have left Frederick. So, but even for him, they knew that he could die because they have cut off both his hands using machetes, and they left him to die. And they were telling him that they are giving him a message to show to the people who don't join them. So that's how Frederick survived. So he was evacuated by the army, and has spent almost 1 year at the hospital. After the hospital, he ended up to that orphanage where he met him. So with Frederick, I also have learned a lot from him, because, you know, when you lose both your hands, it's really complicated, because most of the tasks we do, we use our hands. So at the orphanage, Frederick was among my best students, because always he was trying hard to learn new things using just what I have left from his hand. He learned to paint. He learned to feed himself. He learned to go and bath himself, wash himself without hand. So at the end, he became someone who could do even things that people who have hands can't do. So it's from his inspiration that we decided to do something for the people like him. For me, I was inspired by him, and then I was asking myself, why, if Frederick can do this, why do we have so many other people like Frederick around our town begging, or just hidden and their families? So that's how we decided to start something. At the beginning, in our mind, we didn't decide to make a community center. That was huge. that was big for us. We said, what can we do for them? So we started by teaching them how to read and write, starting by a few people, and others knew what was going on, and they have kept coming. Others said, okay, we know how to read and write. Can you train us for some skills? Then we train them for skills. So that's how our community came about. I think if I could not have met Frederick, I could not have founded the community center, because the whole inspiration and the knowledge about people with disabilities came from Frederick. And when we started, I personally, I was even shy or afraid to approach people with disability, because I was thinking, well, what can I tell them? I don't have disability. So teaming up with Frederick, it was easy. I could organize some training and other technical things, and then Frederick could approach them and tell them in the language that they could all share. Yeah. So this is the story about Frederick.
Inspiring.
Yeah.
Zahra, there is a question in the chat. I would like to read it for you. Can you share with us more details about the process of reconciliation?
Yeah, of course, it's the unity and the reconciliation. It's not something that comes in one day. It takes time. But of course, every reconciliation have to start by bringing the people together, which is not easy. Bringing the people who have killed each other together, it's not easy. But our government have used all the means. And one of the things that has helped a lot was going back in our tradition, not using modern way of resolving conflict, because our country, even before the colonization, there have been conflicts between people. So they have used the method that our ancestors have been using many years ago. Instead of using modern courts to judge people who have done wrong, we have used our traditional courts. Our traditional courts, they are called gacaca. It's G-A-C-A-C-A, gacaca, gacaca courts. The way gacaca do things is to bring people, the village, the whole village, you all come together and you testify what you have seen. And people, for example, if I know that you are the one who have come to my house and killed members of my family, I go there, I testify that in front of the whole village. that's one way they have used. And those who have found guilty, they are the ones who have been taken to the jail. But of course, for us, it was a bit complicated because the government has tried to make categories. They have made categories of the crimes made during the genocide. Of course, there are people who are high-ranked in the government who have been a part of planning and preparing and also encouraging the people to do it. Those were number ones. For those number ones, they have been given life imprisonment because there is no death penalties in our country. So for them, they have been given the life imprisonment. The second category was the people who have been pushed by order. You know, they have those who planned, they formed a militia to kill people. Those militia were following their order to kill. Those were the number two. Those number two were sentenced between 15 and 30 years, depending on the things they have done. Then the third were the people who didn't kill, but who have stolen the goods of the people they have killed. For them, they didn't go for prison. They have organized works, public works, to repair what they have destroyed. Then that was number one, because the survivors needed justice. That's the first thing they needed. It was justice. So that's what the government started with, to judge everyone by categories. That was number one. Then number two was like dialogue. How do we bring people together? It was complicated, of course. You are a survivor, but your neighbor who have killed your family is in jail, but he also has children or a wife who have to stay with you. So that's why they have organized this kind of dialogue. And the dialogue was not about talking about what have happened. It was about to share our history, how all this came, how the hatred came, how our ancestors really were living together without killing each other, how all this came and where did it came from, who have pushed us to kill ourselves. So the dialogue was about going back to find out the roots cause of this hatred. And what we know, what we understand, we know that the hatred among us didn't come from ourselves. It came from the colonial time, where those who have colonized us have used the methodology of dividing people so that you can rule them. So that's how people have started to understand that, oh, it's not our ancestors, it came from there. So now it's time to change it, not continuing it in this direction, but change it. Instead of killing each other, let's bring our strength together and be Rwandans, instead of being a Hutu, a Tutsi, or whatever ethnic group you are in. Then another thing, it was going back in the jail to try to bring out those who have killed people. One of the things was just to ask them first to show the survivors where they have put the bodies of their family members. Because, you know, one of the traumatizing things is to live a life knowing that your family members have been killed, but you have never buried them. You have never showed them respect, their last respect. That was even traumatizing, because when you don't really accompany the body of your beloved ones and bury them, every time you feel like they are still alive, maybe you feel like they are somewhere that they will come back. So that's one of the people in a prison have been helping the survivors to show them where they have thrown them, because during genocide, there were mass graves. They were putting people in one big hole. So by showing them where they have put the body, so that also has helped people to give respect to their family members. And from that's where they have also have started to testimony what they how they have done it, what happened, and ask for forgiveness. Of course, no, it was not easy, but a big number of survivors have opened up and said and has forgiven those people. And of course, now it's 30 years later, there are even those who are now finishing their sentence, and they are now coming back to their villages. Okay, the reason why I say it's a process, even those who come from the jail after 30 years, of course, when they come out, it's complicated for them. It's like starting over, and the country has developed, the people have changed. So also it's a new process to somehow bring them to a new life where the dialogue, they can attend dialogues of everyone together. Then they can realize that there is nothing to fear about. They have done their sentence. What they have to to do is to become a good citizen, and also to do what is right. But of course, as I said, it's really hard to understand and to know a human being. What is inside is very far away from someone to know really what someone feels from inside. But it's all come from the action. There are many people who finish their sentence and after asking for forgiveness, they even add the good actions. They go, they help the survivors. They do many things. You know, here in Africa, most of the things we do, we use our physical body. So someone can go and meet a survivor and help farming. And that's how it's like starting over. It's like starting from zero, create a new relationship. So that's how it works. It takes time. What we enjoy is that many people, the majority of the people here, they practice it and it works. Of course, there are a few people who really can't do it, but the country has also put some strict rules that if you don't change, it's okay for you, but you are not allowed to hurt anyone. That's how it works. Whatever we do to hurt someone else, you will also be judged.
You know, in your story, what you're describing to us today, it's look like there are two sides. One is the activity of the government.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying I can't understand it. At the beginning of your story, you said I can't understand it, I can't know what they're doing. And from the other end, there is the action of the small person, the individual.
Mm-hmm.
And you're describing it like those two sides are, I don't know, they are connected, but they disconnected. I'm asking because in my feeling in Israel, this is one of the huge problem we're facing.
Mm-hmm.
There is a huge disconnection between, you know, the people,
Government. Yeah.
And what you describe is a process where both sides, it's not side, both entities add something for the reconciliation.
Yeah. Okay. So for us, I will describe it that the government is putting much effort to bring people together because it is the government who really have that power. The government really has that power even to say, if you don't do this way, we will judge you also this way. So it's like the government is playing a role of bringing the people together, but also a role of to discipline us. How are we going to go in that direction, in the same discipline? And the government understand us. He said, okay, I really understand. Yes, you are a survivor, I know. Also, I know you used to be a perpetrator. we have judged you and you have completed your sentence. Me as the government who lead you, I have to find a way for you both to continue living together without hurting each other. So our government really play a big role, because it's not a government that want to separate people. It's the government that want to bring the people together, even if we have a very difficult history, but it's the government that want to, it's a government that want to create a new Rwanda. Let me say in this world. Just forgetting about what other things have happened, but let's create new Rwanda. Let's create new people who are the people of Rwanda, who don't hate each other, who want to make a good future Rwanda. Of course, another thing we do now, even the government is doing, it's like what I was saying, we have to forget ourselves. For ourselves, but also for the people from us. Sometimes for us, it's difficult, but at least we can do something for our children. At least we can do something for our children. Otherwise, they will do the same thing that we were doing. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Zachary, for
Yeah.
an inspiring, moving, and touching lecture, for the human spirit that shines through your words, you know. It all sounds so simple through your speech, but yes, with a great humility, you are paving a significant and important path into the world. So thank you for the opportunity to get to know you, and a big thanks to Udi Levy, whose efforts have brought you here with us tonight.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah.
both. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you. You know, always also one of the thing we have learned from all those things, it's talking about it. Find people to talk about it. It's also one of a good way to heal yourself. Yeah, go somewhere, you talk about, or to the people you trust, you love, you tell them what is in you, how you feel. That's also a process to heal.
Thank you very much, and have a good night, everybody.